Hey guys, my name is Alina Livermore and I'm a transformational coach. And today, Misha and I will speak about a strong character. So let's start with a very important question when it comes to a strong character. How to build a strong character?
A good question is, I guess, it's not how to be tough, but it is how to bounce back when things get tough and they get into you. To be honest, I don't think that anyone needs to have a iron type of toughness. I think that mostly people will benefit from knowing how to be resilient in life. So then the question is, how do you come back to your normal self when bad things happen to you? And there are a few ideas. First of all, so-called bounce back period or bounce back ability is mostly driven by genetics. And we know that people who are high in neuroticism, they tend to take more time to bounce back. And people who are lower in neuroticism, they tend to come back to normal life faster. So let's say that you are somewhat high on the scale of neuroticism. What do you do? What you should do when things get tough, when things get bad? And I think that the best way or the most functional way, I would say, is to change the way you talk to yourself. When you are under weather or when you are emotional, emotions tend to color your thoughts. They tend to modify your thoughts. But thankfully, the opposite way works as well. You can modify your thoughts and your emotions will start changing as well. So when you learn how to talk to yourself differently, this is how you understand that you can feel differently. And let's make a good example. Let's say that your car, or you get into a car accident, and you might get fired if it takes longer than 5 to 6 days to recover. Let's say it takes you full 30 days to recover, and your employer is not willing to wait. So how do you bring yourself back when, well, your life is not going well? Suddenly you lost your income, you feel bad, your body is broken, and you can say to yourself in that situation that, I am unlucky. Bad things always happen to me. I don't know how to recover. My body will never recover. I'll never get my job back. This job was so good. Now my partner will leave me because I don't have ability to support us, etc., etc. So this is the negative self-talk that will prolong the bounce back period for you. But then if you start changing to a bit neutral or positive self-talk, that's how you start recovering yourself. You can say, well, things happen. Things happen to good people, things happen to bad people. We are in 50-50 in that situation. So you can say, my body needs to take as long as it needs to take, and I'm going to take care of myself. And it's going to be all right. I know I'll find a better job after that. Right? And I know that good people will stick to me or stick with me. And those who are not supposed to stay will leave me. So when you start talking to yourself in that different manner, things will start changing for yourself. So I think the way you get stronger or more resilient is by changing the way you talk to yourself.
So basically, if you have low neuroticism, it might not be even an issue for you. Like you can bounce back much faster. While if you have high neuroticism, it might take you a bit longer, but you can develop this skill. Is it a skill, like talking to yourself in some certain ways? And how to develop that skill? Like, do you have to build this as a habit? Do you have to do it regularly, or are there any techniques to do that?
Yeah, there are three steps how you develop any psychological skill. So the first step is ability to notice. Without understanding what's not right, you don't know what to change. It's very hard to quit smoking if you do not understand that you are smoking. So if you want to develop any skill, you first want to see what you're doing wrong or why you need this skill in the first place, what you want to change, right? So this ability to reflect on what you're doing is actually the foundational and most important step. And the way you notice negativity or toxicity in your head is, the moment you know that this is what you need to look for, like negative self-talk, this is what you need to look for, you will start noticing that. The moment you understand how possible patterns look like, I'm not good enough, I'm not built for this, I will never, ever, or I will always, generalization and different distortions. Once you notice that, that's the moment when you're like, oh, maybe I should change it. So the second step is confrontation. And you need to confront yourself. You need to understand that this is wrong, like this is bad. You should not do that. So the way you confront yourself with smoking is the moment you understand that smoking will kill you if you do not stop, or it has very high probability of killing you if you do not stop. That's the moment of confrontation. Once you confront yourself, and confrontation is about understanding that you need to let go the previous behavior. So once you confront yourself, the third final step is knowing what to change for. So let's say, with an example of smoking, you understand that, oh, I'm smoking. Then you confront, smoking is bad. Then I want to be healthy, and this is how healthy looks like. So in terms of the self-talk, you say, oh, this is negative. I have this negative self-talk, and this is negative, and this is bad for me. That's the moment of confrontation. This is bad for me, I should stop. And then, okay, this is how positive looks like. I'm all right. I can do it. I love myself. I would not betray myself. And that's the third step, when you know what type of pattern will suit or fit you better.
Right. So this sounds amazing. Like these three steps, the ability to notice, the ability to confront yourself, and then like change your pattern. What do you think? Which step is the most difficult one? Like, I feel like the ability to notice is also like kind of a skill which is really hard to build. What is that in your opinion? Which one is the most difficult?
I actually think that the second step is the most difficult. But I mean, people are different for sure. But for me and for many of my clients, the second step is the most difficult. People know, again, back to smoking, right? Or back to drinking alcohol. People know it's not good. So the question, if they know it's not good, why they keep going and why they keep doing it. So confrontation is about deep understanding that whatever you're doing should be immediately stopped. And this understanding comes not from the rational inside. I mean, you can advertise as much as you want that cancer will kill you and smoking, will trigger cancer in your body. However, unless you feel it deeply emotionally, you're not going to understand and you're not going to confront that habit in yourself. So then the next question, how do you feel it emotionally? And there are a number of ways, and that's why we need coaches and therapists, because they can help. They can challenge you to the point where you will feel it deep in your body. But if you self-coach, or if you try to treat yourself, how do you do that? Let's say the perfect way, or not the most perfect way, but like the useful way, is to connect this story about what you want to stop doing with what matters to you. Let's say, if I do not stop smoking right now, probably I'm not going to see my grandchildren. And if this seeing your grandchildren is important for you, it's not important for everyone. But if that's important for you, that's how you connect one insight to another insight that is emotional. And this is how you start feeling the confrontation deeper than just in your brain.
Right. So basically, to link this confrontation to your emotions, right? So you feel it deeper, and it
Yes.
might
Yeah.
change your pattern as a result. Interesting. So
Yes.
back to strong character. Do you think it's something we are born with, or do you think it's something we can develop throughout our lives? Like when people say, "Let's build like strong character," do they mean coming back to what they initially have, like coming back to yourself, your values, or
Yeah.
build it throughout your life?
Can you help me define a strong character?
Right. That's a good question, actually, and I believe a lot of people will answer in their own way. For me, strong character, it's going through different difficulties and challenges in your life and keep going, knowing where you're heading, knowing your goal. And if you have strong character, it's quite difficult to get you out of your way. I mean, like to
Yeah.
get you out of your calm state, And I feel like people with strong character are quite determined.
So for you, strength is about resilience and determination, right?
Yeah, I feel like
And
that.
and and the question is, yeah, how do you become more determined in life, and how you become more resilient? And I guess this will require two different answers. The determination is different to resilience, because determination is your ability to move towards things no matter the reality, right? While resilience is how you actually bounce back from reality. So let's tackle them one by one. You develop the skills of determination, and you're absolutely right that resilience and determination, 50 to 60% are genetically driven, right? But then it does not mean that you cannot develop it. It does not mean that you cannot acquire skills for determination. And the way you acquire skill for determination is again by, while with bounce back is a good skill is changing the way you talk to yourself, with determination is changing the way you see the world. So people tend to be fatalists and not determinists when they think that the reality is just is, and it is very hard for them to change it. Now, with determinism is different. Determinists believe that the reality will be different because they exist. But if you think about that, these are just two different thoughts. So the question is, how do you make yourself believe in a different thought? That's the real question here. How do you make yourself believe in a different thought? And there are two major ways how you make yourself believe in a different thought. So let's say you want to believe in a thought, I can do it. I can change the world. I can make it ideal. I can make it the way I like. I can get what I want, right? So these are all deterministic thoughts. So how do you change that from I cannot do it, I don't know how this is done, I have never done it, right? The way you do that is, and there are two ways, as I mentioned. So the first one is you need to see to believe. If you see the world is changing under your pressure, you'll start believing more that the world can be changed if you apply enough pressure, right? So that's easy way. That's an easy way. Everyone, almost everyone, there are still some stubborn folks, out there, but almost everyone can believe once they see, right? So, but the second part is, can I believe before I see? Can I believe that this is the way it is before I see the result? And this is hard. So I guess my answer to that would be, can you feel to believe? So instead of seeing to believe, can you feel to believe? Now, what exactly you need to feel? You need to feel two emotions. It's either love or interest. Because if you feel interest, delight, and if you feel love, you tend to continue doing what you're doing. So let's say you want everyone to be beautiful or healthy, right? You want everyone to be healthy, and for that reason you become a doctor or a healer or a fitness trainer, doesn't matter. So you acquire a certain skill. So your result is for everyone to be beautiful, and your process is getting this knowledge, getting this expertise first, and then you got to start applying the expertise to people. So if you at every step feel interest and love, you don't need to see the result because you already enjoy the process, and you can continue as long as you need to, and the reality will give in eventually. It's not given 100%, but it will give in the places where you apply pressure. So in this case, interest and love will serve you as fuel to continue. And this is what I mean, can you feel to believe? Because if you feel interest and love, this is right. It's going to be all right. You will get to the point where you want or what you want.
How to make you feel interest and love, like how to remind yourself every day.
You will always feel interest and delight as long as you can feel dopamine in your brain. Dopamine is the money you're after. If you want to feel more love in your life, you need more humans and more beauty in your life. The question is how you actually define the progress for yourself. And if you can check like every day, and this is what we in clinical psychology, this is what we are doing, this is what we are doing in psychotherapy, and this is mostly what we are doing in coaching. Your progress, if you're a client, is about every day what state you're in.
Right, so basically it's find what you love and try to do it every day. But to do it every day, you need to see the purpose why.
This is how you actually overlay things that you do not truly like by the things that you love.